Turning to this, yesterday in deep red Texas, Democrats attempted to reach across the aisle in a town hall. The headliners included failed Senate candidate, a failed gubernatorial candidate, and a failed presidential candidate. That was Beto O'Rourke. And by his side was failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, who gave this take for why Democrats keep losing.
And our culture proves that our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, you damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them.
We got in this mess. We did not do this. Well, weren't you part of the we? It was you, and it was Kamala Harris. You guys were the we. Well, if that wasn't bad enough, Walz sent this message to young voters.
And to all the young people who are here, I just pause for a moment and look around and look at, I'm especially talking about these old white guys who seem to disappoint us on a regular basis in this country.
All right, Marie, so we weren't bold enough. We weren't proud of these policies. We didn't explain woke. We didn't explain immigration. Okay, well, let's pull this up. This is from the New York Times. The ad about they, them is who Walz and Kamala are for. They are not for you. Well, that ad, according to Harris's leading super PAC, shifted the polls 2.7 percentage points toward Trump. You look at the poll on immigration yesterday conducted by Pew, and what you find are 83% of Americans are for all illegal immigrants being deported or some.
All right, guys. So once again, we got to talk about the party of weirdos, freaks, low testosterone men, and high calorie women, because Tim Walz is on the road. He's taking the freak show on the road to Texas to talk about how Democrats should be more woke, right? That is what Tim Walz said with Beto O'Rourke. He claimed that the problem with the Democrats was not that they were too far left. No. They weren't far left enough. They should double and triple down on what lost them the election, right? Let's double and triple down on DEI, on racial division, on spreading racial hatred towards whites. No, we need to double and triple down on that because old white guys disappoint us, right? According to Tim Walz. Okay, so let's attack white people and then turn around and complain when white people don't vote for us, right? Again, that's the Democrat Party. Okay, they say, hey, you know what? We're going to attack the largest demographic in this country and then complain when they don't vote for us, right? It's funny how that works, okay? This guy says they're going to double and triple down on open borders, right? That was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's immigration policy. Just let everybody in, right? All you had to do is come to the border and say, yo tengo hambre, yo tengo sed, right? That's all you had to say, okay? And they just let you right on in, okay? That's what they did. And Tim Walz says, yeah, we should keep doing that. Even though a vast majority of American people want mass deportations and they approve of what President Trump is doing when it comes to the mass deportation. So again, this is Tim Walz getting on the 20 side of 80-20 issues and saying, yeah, we need to double and triple down on that. And this is why I think that this guy is starting to become the worst politician on the national stage that I've ever seen, right? I've not seen a worse politician than Tim Walz, okay? He continuously puts his foot in his mouth over and over and over and over and over again. I think he just did it again. And, you know, hey, if this is what Democrats want to do, if this is who they want to lead them, I'm totally fine with it, right? But in this video, I want to talk about a moment here in which Tim Walz should have did something that the liberal media and Democrats would be demanding Republicans do if a Republican was confronted with questions about the 2020 election. But in this case, this liberal woman, a deranged liberal woman, is going to confront Tim Walz about the 2024 election, in which she's basically going to claim that the 2024 election was rigged. Okay, this is what she's going to claim. Okay, and Tim Walz is going to refuse to condemn her for questioning the outcome of the 2024 election. Take a look.
I just wanted to thank both of y'all for being here when our congressman is not here, and that means a lot to us to be able to have a voice. My question today is about election integrity. I hope they have seen the reports from cybersecurity experts that they've released analyses of election data out of Clark County, Nevada, that show some pretty convincing evidence of election tampering. My biggest fear is that we're not going to make it to the midterms. So what can we do to make sure, A, that the midterms actually happen, and B, that they're free of fraud?
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
This one's a core. We saw just recently Donald Trump's executive order to make it more difficult, specifically to women, trying to make it more difficult for women to be able to vote. We see one of the first things they do is try and restrict the vote. This is one of the things, though, that this is going to take power to the streets. I don't know what the answer is on this, but I've been saying this. I think we need a shadow government, so when all these things come up every single day, we've got an alternate press conference telling the truth about what things are happening, what's going on. And on this piece on elections, I'm going to go back to this again about what I think the Democrats have done wrong when they've had power. I think we've been timid. I think we tried to cut deals. Look at Barack Obama came in 2008. He had a 75% approval rating, not 44 like we see now. He had the House, he had the Senate. Well, the Republicans didn't have any charismatic leader to push back. They had John Boehner and Mitch McConnell. And they stopped everything. And they slowed everything down. And they made a difference. And so I think there's a lot of Democrats who are saying, well, when you get power, it doesn't get any better. So I thought we had an opportunity to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act when we had that control, and we didn't do it, which we should have done.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. That liberal woman clearly is going full blue and on, okay? She is referring to the Election Truth Alliance and analysis done by the executive director of that group, Nathan Taylor, who basically claims that there is evidence out in Nevada that ballots were shifted to gradually limit Kamala Harris to nearly 40% of the vote and to have Trump get at least 60% of the vote, and that they're calling for an independent audit of the election across all the swing states because they believe that essentially there was some finagling on behalf of President Trump against Kamala Harris, right? This is what she is referring to, okay? And clearly this is false. Clearly this is not something that has any proof or evidence behind it. But Tim Walz, a Democrat, is entertaining election denialism, right? That's what he's doing. But when President Trump came to Minnesota, his state, and claimed that Minnesota was actually red, okay, he lost his mind.
To have Donald Trump come here and yesterday give an interview saying that he won in 2020, that's not just weird stuff saying, that is an affront to the democracy. That is absolutely a line that cannot be crossed. So I hope we're not, immune to the fact that that is such an outrageous statement. It is such an attack on the very fundamentals of our democracy. He lost by over 7 points. And for him to crow that he thinks he has a chance, I remind folks, Joe Biden came closer in Texas than Donald Trump came in Minnesota.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand, this guy loses his mind over President Trump going to Minnesota and saying that he won Minnesota, right? But yet this dude has no problem whatsoever with one of his, liberal supporters coming out here and basically suggesting that the 2024 election was stolen, which, if a Republican was to say something like that, they would claim that that's an attack on democracy. But when liberals traffic in these ideas that the election was stolen or election denialism, they entertain it, right? As if it is legitimate, right? Tim Walz did not condemn that woman. If that woman was a Republican, if this was a Republican town hall and a Republican woman had confronted a Republican about the 2020 election being stolen, right? If this is what she was saying, the mainstream media and Democrats would be demanding the Republican representative to say, no, the election was not stolen, and that Joe Biden won the election. But in this case, Tim Walz did not tell this woman that no, the election was not stolen. Okay, the election was not tampered with. President Trump won Nevada, and we have to accept the outcome of the results no matter what. Even if we don't like the results, we can't question the results, right? No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He entertained her conspiracy theory. That's what he did. He entertained election denialism. And this is why Democrats, this is why they've lost all credibility. Because when he had an opportunity to stand up for the principles that Democrats claim they believe in, again, when they tell people, hey, you should not deny the outcome of a certified election, he doesn't correct his supporter when she's engaging in the type of rhetoric that Democrats claim that they're against, the type of rhetoric that they claim is a threat to democracy, right? Again, it's amazing how that works. It's amazing how that works. Just like they don't care about political violence. They claim that they care about political violence when it comes to January 6th, but when it comes to the Tesla terrorists, right? The people out here committing violent acts against Tesla dealerships, against people driving Teslas, they ain't got nothing to say. They have nothing to say at all. They don't want to condemn it. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Democrats failing to live up to their own standards. It doesn't matter what the subject is. Democrats do not live up to the same standards that they set for other people, because Tim Walz should have corrected that woman. He should have told her, no, the election was not stolen. He won Nevada fair and square, and that we should not be questioning the outcome of the election. We should not be putting out these conspiracy theories about the election. But he didn't say that, right? In fact, he went on to advocate for making our elections less secure, because that's what Democrats want to do. Ultimately, they want to allow illegals to vote, and not allowing illegals to vote and making sure that people are properly registered, they have ID, right? Just adhering to basic common sense is a threat to democracy, right? According to Democrats, right? This is what they believe. This is what they believe. But what they're actually concerned about is the fact that having free and fair elections is a threat to their power and control, right? That's what they're actually concerned about, okay? Because Democrats, they only got a few years. They only got, 5 years to get it together, right? 2030, with the way people have moved across this country from blue states to red states. If they don't turn it around in 5 years, they're done. They're done for a long time. And if Tim Walz is leading the charge, again, I just don't see how Democrats can recover. This dude is advocating to double and triple down on everything that lost Kamala Harris the election. That's what he's advocating to do. And for whatever reason, he thinks this is going to work. This is what they should do. I think the Looney Tunes have officially taken over the Democrat Party, guys. They've officially taken it over. And here you have Tim Walz, who was Kamala Harris's VP pick, openly engaging in blue and on conspiracy theories about the 2024 election being tampered with, right? Openly engaging with it. Openly coming out here saying, no, we need to be more woke. No, we need more open borders, right? We need double and triple down on the nonsense and the lunacy that lost us the election. Fascinating stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.